All right.
Talktainment Radio, worldwide sound. Talktainmentradio.com. We give you a reason to come. The world's greatest radio. We give you a reason to stay. Radio, the way it should be heard. You got the power.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
Live call-in talk show. Dial 1-877-932-9766 and join the conversation here on TalkTainmentRadio.com.
Absolutely. This is TalkTainmentRadio.com. We go where you go, the world's greatest radio. And you're in touch with Wiggins, World of Wellness. And this is Stacy Wiggins. And this is radio the way it should be heard. I'm glad to have you here today to check in and tune in with some of the things and events that I've recently have incurred or enjoyed. And that was meeting with a group of alphabioticists. Yes, that's who I belong with, is a group that helps bring balance to the world. So we'll talk about that in the second half hour, and this awesome book that I got from one of my best buddies and friends is Christopher Lee Marr, and it's Free for Life. Actually, probably will be reading a little bit from this. It's a phenomenal book. It really, really hones in on what we deal with today and how we don't understand stress and the need to understand stress. But today, first off, I want to give you a gift. I would call this a blessing. Hopefully, you feel just as enthused as I am. On my travel, on my mission, on my journey to health and wellness, I always look for what are the foundational things that we need to do, that we need to cover, that don't necessarily have to be expensive, but what are the fundamental, foundational things that we need to have as optimal living is our target. Not half measures, not weak products, but what are the things that are going to make my life better? What are the things that are going to enhance my inner body as well as outer body? Well, fundamentally, we know that being balanced, having a brain that is fully functional, fully charged, is one of the most basic principles to optimal wellness. Now, that might not be very popular, or you might not have heard that, but that is certainly a fundamental principle. Another fundamental principle is minerals. We heard about it, we've known about them forever, and matter of fact, Linus Pauling, I believe he was quoted by saying that minerals, or the deficiency of therein, possibly leads to all diseases, if not all, a great many of them. So minerals, I've known for many years, were very, very important. They were actually the fundamental building blocks to cellular health, organ tissue health, as well as full body health. And of course, I would try to take minerals, whether they're minerals from the ocean, whether it be in plant life, or minerals that were from deposits that were maybe thousands year old. Well, let's get on to it. I'm excited about getting to you this story about the world's most absorbable minerals. And what does that mean? Well, it means to me, all the things that I've tried in the past weren't really that good. And I'm also I'm also curious as to the thought, if they weren't that good, did they present any harm to me as well? And we may soon discover that, yes, a lot of the things on this market that we are calling health food market supplements aren't necessarily the best thing for us. However, this one product is, and it is from the most simplest, the most profound sources on earth. Actually, it's in earth. And I invite you to jump in the mud or check out the mud movement. So this is a link that you can find online. It's themudmovement.com, and it's going to be about a 20-some-odd minute video. I want you to pay attention and check this out. Let's check it out.
Link for their health issues that they, have right now or they're experiencing. And tonight we want to explore a little bit about what this missing link is, how you can find the answer of what we've discovered here in our latest research that can benefit you and your health, your longevity, how you feel through the day. Your entire family can benefit from this information we're going to share with you tonight. First of all, I'd like to say that we live in the most amazing place. Planet Earth is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It's a beautiful planet to live on, full of rich resources, forests and mountains and streams, and all the necessities that we require as human beings to sustain us and to heal us and to keep us well. And if you've done any traveling, you know the beauty of our planet is just sometimes overwhelming. And at the same time, there's a silent epidemic going on. What is the silent epidemic? Well, in a society where food is abundant and starvation is relatively rare, you'd think that that nutrient deficiencies would be a non-issue. But they're extremely common, and a lot of these nutrient deficiencies are often responsible for many of the symptoms and diseases that people are facing today. So how do these deficiencies occur in a world that we live in that's so plentiful? How does this occur when there's plenty of food to go around? Well, we call it modern day farming has been responsible for some of it, because what happened as the soils, poor soil conditions due to tilling practices, strip mining, chemical applications, poor fertilization techniques, which rip and burn up minerals in the soil. And so we go ahead and consume these foods that have been stripped. And not only that, when they go to make the foods that we're eating, of course, they process them. And so they're further stripped of nutrients, which creates poor digestion, compromised assimilation of any nutrients that were present, etc. And so we end up with a problem. And according to Scientific American, the main culprit in this disturbing nutritional trend is called soil depletion. And this is what's happening in our world right now. And it's not something brand new. Actually, back in 1936, the 74th Congress stated that 99% of the American people were deficient in minerals, and a marked deficiency in any one of the more important minerals actually results in disease. Now, is that amazing? 1936, they were publishing these articles talking about deficiencies back then. Of course, we've all heard of Dr. Linus Pauling, the infamous Nobel Prize laureate. He won the Nobel Prize 2 times. He said you can trace every disease and every ailment to a mineral deficiency. So there it is. You can trace every disease, every ailment to a mineral deficiency. What are some of the symptoms that you might experience if you've got mineral deficiency? Well, poor cognitive processing. You're just cloudy all the time. You're living in a fog. You can't think straight. Headaches, chronic migraines, constipation, fatigue, not just physical, but mental and emotional. Insomnia, you go to bed to go to sleep and you can't sleep. Muscle spasms and cramping. Has that ever happened to you in the middle of the night? Is this cramping? Chronic pain, fibromyalgia, heart arrhythmia, numbness. I've talked to a lot of people with neuropathy and different numbness in the extremities, mood and behavioral disorder. These are just some of the things that a mineral deficiency that will occur with a mineral deficiency in our body. Well, there is a solution, according to scientists and medical studies. They call it the missing link to optimum health and nutrition. It's showing that there's a vital extract that has the ability to change one's life for the better. Well, what is that extract? Well, that's why we're here tonight. We are right now currently launching the company New Water. It's a Canadian-based company out of Ottawa, our capital city. New Water, we are currently launching this in Canada, the United States, India, Australia, across the European Union, and many other countries up and coming very shortly. It's all being put together by the Mudman. Now, you may say the Mudman. Yes, this is our CEO, Mark St. Onge, and he loves playing in the mud. Now, there's a reason that you're seeing him here at one of the bogs, and I'll explain more of this later, here covered with mud. But one of the reasons is 30 years ago, he took a trip to Germany. He was studying to be an orthotherapist and a naturopath. And when he went to Germany, he saw people coming into these spa-like places who were many times crippled over with pain. Some of them were even in wheelchairs and coming in on crutches. And they'd come to these places for like a week at a time, and they'd sit in these hot mud baths. And there was something very restorative in the mud that Mark learned. There was an element, there was secret ingredients in the mud that really made an impact in people's health. And literally, think about yourself. If this 30 years ago, he sees these people come in on crutches and wheelchairs, and then a week or two later, he sees them walk out of the facility, many of them, on under their own steam. And he thought, what is this? Because it's made such an impact on his thinking. He said, I got to bring this back to my patients in Canada. And so he began buying the mud from the Black Forest in Germany, bringing it back to Canada to help his patients. And they were getting great results. Then he thought, you know what? We've got some of these same forests and bogs here. I'm going to check and to see what we've got. He did an exhaustive search across Canada and found that there was 63 bogs that he physically researched and tested. And he found the world's richest source of fulvic and humic acid in the world right near Ottawa, Canada. And in this, what we call peat bog, a bog is a bogland, a wetland that accumulates peat. It's a decomposition of plants and vegetation through a humification process. So in Eastern Ontario, near Ottawa, we have the highest, purest, and most bioavailable form of organic, non-fossilized humic fulvic acid known to man. Now, is that amazing that he discovered this and he began servicing his patients with this product, and he's began to get amazing results. Now, what are some of the results that you get by taking Mark's New Water Fulvic? Well, number one is inflammation. You see, inflammation, which a lot of people call the root of all disease, inflammation is terrible. It's painful, all kinds of challenges in our body. New Water benefits reduce inflammation, cell regeneration, that cell and tissue regeneration. It's got an anti-aging aspect to it. Hormone balancing, not just a monthly hormone issues, but I'm talking about things like cardiovascular, glucose levels, those kind of things. It's also a heavy metal binder. What this means is when it goes into the cell, of your body, because it's a very minute molecule. It goes into the cell. It carries 60 times its weight of nutrition. It brings right directly into the heart of the cell, and it takes 60 times its weight in chemicals, toxins, and heavy metals out of the cell. Think about that. It's taking all the goodness into the cell and removing the toxins and the environmental pollutants out. It's also an adaptogen. It helps our body to adapt to stress. Pretty amazing product. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been around the natural health industry since I was probably 17 years of age. So I've seen a lot of different products out there. And I've actually worked with some product companies that were very successful. I was working with one company. They were doing $12 million per month. They didn't know anything about their product at all because they were just having somebody private label. That means they were just buying, somebody designed a product and they were making it for a bunch of people and they just slapped your label on it. That's all. You order it from them. Instead of it coming from ABC company, it comes from XYZ company. So that kind of thing happens in private labeling. Well, we are the developers, the formulators, and the manufacturers of this product. So Mark has been working on this for the last 30 years. He's developed 89 proprietary products unique to New Water. And so we don't have any white label here. Now, you might say, well, why should I choose New Water for my mineral source or this powerful, fulvic and humic acid? Well, number one, our product has gone through rigorous testing and certification to ensure that you get the high quality supplement you expect. It is tested at various levels. We've been approved by Health Canada. Unlike in the U.S. where they say, hey, the FDA has not evaluated this product and we can't make any curative claims, when you have an NPN number, you can say Health Canada has investigated this product, and due to the science and the research behind it, they've approved us and we can make claims. So that's significantly different. New Water formulator Mark St. Onge, better known as the Mudman, as I showed you, has tested and evaluated more than 60 sites to find the very best source of fulvic acid in the world. Our fulvic is from a very rich source of peat extracted from organic matter that originated some thousands of years ago. Actually, what happens at the bog, they go down beneath the bog 40 feet and they're tying into material that is 60,000 years of age. It just blows me away when I think about this. When I hold this drink in my hand, when I take my New Water in the morning, I think here's something that existed 60,000 years ago. These plants were taking in the sun. They were taking in the oxygen. They were uptaking the minerals from the soil back then. And now they're decomposing 40 feet down under the bog, and we bring these up, and there's a special proprietary process that Mark St. Onge has developed through oxygenation and freeze-dry process. No chemicals are involved to bring this pure product to the market. And we have something called the New Water tube, or sachet, which is a unique delivery system that keeps the potency of the fulvic acid until consumed so that you can maximize the benefit in your body. So my wife and I carry these with us. We take these sachets. Well, you don't have to worry about them aging. It's all their special delivery system keeps the potency intact. Each dosage is individually packed for your convenience, making it easy to take at home. You can take these to work. You can take them with you traveling. All you do is you empty the sachet into the water. We actually have 3 different delivery systems. One is our unflavored drops. And so you put 5 of these. There's a little line on the vial inside. You took that, you take 5 of those droppers in a glass of water. That's one way to get your full serving for the day. The second way is through sachets or the tubes. As I just suggested, you can take 1 tube a day is the suggested serving size. I like to tell people this. Number one, if you're just looking for health maintenance, do 1 serving a day. If you're looking for performance, you should take 2. If you're looking for therapeutic results, take 3. Another way to get your New Water fulvic is by our mineral infused coffee. My wife and I have it every morning. We take a mineral infused coffee. It's absolutely delicious. It's an Italian roast. Beautiful stuff. There's no sugar, there's no carbs, and there's no calories in our product. It brings the nutrient delivery right into every cell. It helps take all the garbage out of the cell, cellular detoxification, and it also helps with healthy gut biome. So to give you the prebiotics, the probiotics for gut health. It comes in a liquid form that's quickly absorbable, containing all minerals, vitamins, and essentials for your daily diet and support. We love it. We've replaced all kinds of money we were spending other places to get this powerful product directly from Mother Earth. Think about it. The Earth is offering up this resource to us. This beautiful planet that we live in has held these secrets now for over 60,000 years. It's releasing that to us for our well-being. Now, many people get different kind of results. This is a picture of an individual. A little over 4 years ago, he was 20 pounds overweight, felt very lethargic, and began taking the New Water product, which now is just being released to the market in a commercial way. It was only sold through spas before. And this is our president, Carlo Garibaldi. He's now become a weightlifter, bodybuilder, and this product changed his life. And he was the main reason that he inspired Mark to bring this product to the market. Now, how are we bringing it to the market? We decided not to bring it to the market through putting it on a health food store shelf or selling it in an infomercial on television. But we wanted to bring this to the market through word of mouth advertising, through networking. Why? Because this is the story that needs to be told. It's not something that just sitting on a shelf people would understand. This 60,000-year-old story and what makes this product different, the purity of it, the power of it. You need somebody who's had a personal experience with it, sharing that personal experience with you. I like what Anthony Robbins said. He said the distance between dreams and reality is called action. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. I want to encourage you.
All right. Now, that was a great summation of this mineral that I've been taking, this mineral product that I've been taking, I'd say up to about 75 days. All right, so I have a list of questions that most people ask me. All right, Stacy, first off, how much do you take? I take probably 2 to 3 servings a day. I guarantee at least 2 servings because I do use the coffee pods. I actually don't have a coffee machine. I just use a French press, the container with that screen lid. And so I boil water, toss in the grounds, pop open the pod, French press, and I mix it 50-50 with my chaga. Always had a chaga coffee kind of mixture, so I just introduced it into that. So that's my first serving in the morning. And let me tell you about this. Oh my goodness. Because I am now doing this, minerals in the morning, I don't have to eat. I don't have the urge, the craving to eat until like 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This has never been the case in my life. I wake up and I eat. The biggest breakfast, or it should be the biggest meal of the day kind of thing. That was my belief. That was my lifestyle. That was my structure. But now I'm like, I'm good. I'll take, what are those called? The bulletproof coffee, where I can't remember the guy's name that introduced the concept, but you're putting in either a big slab of butter or a big slab of coconut oil, MTC, where that gives you the long burn. It helps your body be sustained. So the middle of the day, I may take the droppers, because I do have the droppers and or the sachet. In the evening time, I usually like to have it with my hot cocoa. So there usually is my 3 servings. First thing in the morning, sometime midday when I'm demonstrating the product to other people, and in the evening. Phenomenal results. People are like, that's the next question. Okay, so what have you felt? Because they know that I've done a lot of different products, had a lot of different experiences. So thus I'm able to really kind of tune into what it is doing to me, for me, or just being aware. Here's some of the things. Certainly energy throughout the roof. Not so much uncontrolled energy, but energy sustained for a much longer time. I finish working out, take a shower, and I'm like, okay, do you want to work out again? This is crazy. So the energy recovery are phenomenal. And I push myself harder, kind of scared because I'm thinking I'll hurt myself, but that's just not the case. All right, so what's the next thing I've listed up here? Increased digestion. It talked about the biodome and the fact that you actually have billions and billions of friendly bacteria and not so friendly bacteria. And they are your, quote, biodome. And if you are out of control, or if that's out of control, then you're out of control. They have such a symbiotic relationship to our human existence that if they weren't there, we would die, simply put like that. So what this product has done is actually it's helped me drop off my last 2 to 3 pounds of that belly weight right at the navel area, right above the waist. I've had that problem for about 1.5 years. I got pictures to prove it. Boom, gone. 6-pack returned. I'm like, woohoo! It's nice to have as you get older. Longer fasting period of time. So I kind of covered that already. I can go much longer without eating and not feel starved. Actually, don't feel cravings. That is amazing because believe me, I've eaten food, and I'd love to eat food, and my ego's tied into it, but now it's like, I just don't need that much. My overall tension, my muscle suppleness, the softness of tissue is really, really much better, which leads into my flexibility. Now, I've already been pretty darn flexible kind of guy, but now it's like, oh my goodness, that I don't feel the hold up, the pull, the tension that I used to feel when I was stretching previously. Like I said, we talked about weight loss a little bit. I didn't have much weight to lose, but where I needed it, it just left. I'm amazed with that because I didn't do any other additional, didn't work out harder, didn't do more far infrared saunas. I just kept on living my life. So that was really cool. Skin texture, skin color, skin, like being out in the sun, much more tolerable. It's like, ooh, it feels good as opposed to, oh man, it's burning. That I noticed, which was incredible, but something that was even more incredible, I was in Dallas, Texas this past weekend for the Alphabotics recertification program. And at the house I was staying at, I was boiling some water for some hot tea. And this one pan, it was bent, so it wasn't totally round. It had a flat spot, and I was trying to pour water from that flat spot into the mug, and the water poured out right onto my hand. Now, I had this mug over the sink, and I didn't want to break and shatter the mug. I didn't want to destroy the people's house or that kind of thing. So I held on to it and kind of just, and then I looked at my hand, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? I didn't feel the burn sensation. Crazy as it could be, I did not feel my thumb or my finger get burnt. And boiling water, let's face it, that stuff's gonna burn the crap out of you. So I'm not gonna try that again. I did hear someone else saying that they hit themselves with a hammer in the shin, and they thought it would really, really hurt. And a half hour later, they're like, oh, where is the spot? So the anti-inflammation properties to this product is phenomenal. It's unbelievable. And many other people are reporting the same thing. Most people are talking about they sleep much better. That was not the top of my list because I sleep real good. But something that did happen and occur after a little bit of time is hair growth. This stuff is going crazy. I got actually a hairline that's kind of growing down further, and my hair color, the depth of it, as people get older, they kind of fade to gray. Happens in all races. Well, my hair is not fading to gray. I still have some gray hairs, coming out here and there, but my goodness, the rest of my original hair color, it's like really starting to shine, really starting to glow. This has helped me to resist stress. That was the one example, was pouring the hot water onto my hand, but the other example is just managing mental stress, things coming at you. Because listen, you can have a great day, you can be gratitude and loving the sun and loving God, and something can happen, a phone call could happen, a loss of your job can happen, and that will send you in a tailspin. That will send you into a mental destructive whirlwind of, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And so you are actually chemically, emotionally insulting your body. And what am I bringing this up for? Well, I kind of went through a little experience, and I realized that, man, I could brush it off my shoulder a lot easier, or I could just breathe in, go through the process, not necessarily fight it, hold it back, try to do something, deny the existence of it. So I guess I could just better say that just handling stress much better. Once again, I talked about being more flexible, more resistant. People ask me oftentimes, Stacy, how often do you stretch? It's like, well, now I don't stretch too often because I can maintain a very flexible body. Now, how's that occur? Well, it occurs through maintaining alkalinity. And real quickly, before the end of this first hour, alkalinity has everything to do with you being soft and supple. But when you're acidic, it has everything to do with your nervous system being tight, wired, muscles tight, arthritic conditions, things not moving and flowing because the acids are overwhelming in our body. So it's a horrible situation to be overly acidified, and that's where most of us are. So hey, we're going to go to a break here at TalkTainmentRadio.com. We go where you go. Download TalkTainmentRadio.com app to your cell or tablet. Podcasts are available. That's radio the way it should be heard. Stay right there. More up on Wiggins' World of Wellness here on TalkTainmentRadio.com.
For the best home fragrance and beauty products, shop Ash Kickin' online.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Made with 100% natural quality ingredients and handcrafted with your family in mind, Ash Kickin' products are better than those other guys. Ash Kickin' candles, incense, body butter, face moisturizer, and hair moisturizer are priced just right, and you can get yours at 10% off with coupon code TALK17. Support this 100% black-owned business and get your home and body smelling and feeling all right.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Shop Ash Kickin' online at www.ashkickin.com. Looking for something special for your club or group? Take a trip. Cruise planners will help you plan the event of a lifetime. Explore